Hello students, just here with another drawing tutorial, another Copperclip. First of all, if you're curious what I'm listening to, well, that's this right here. Jazz pianist by the name of Thelonious Monk. Check out his work, what a badass, look at that. Alright, so we're gonna get going here. I am maybe like a quarter of the way through with sketching this portrait out. So this is Moses again, janitor at Bayview, really cool guy. Get to know him if you ever see him in the halls. But I just wanted to point something out with the labeling of the grid. If you have the grid already and you got it done, this would be your next step. On the top I have it, it's A through H. And then on the left, I start with 1, so A and 1 share a box. And then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, all the way to the bottom. And then I do the same thing on the bigger grid. So that way you can match up your squares and you don't pick the wrong one to draw. It's really important to make sure your squares match up. So you got the right ones in the right place, or else it'll throw everything out of proportion. And you do not want that. Okay, so I just wanted to point something out about a more difficult spot to draw. Like when you're getting into these spots that are detailed, like say this eye right here, here's a strategy that some of you have been using this week that I actually really liked. Some of you have been marking where a shape enters the square and where it leaves, and I think that's a really good strategy, because then you can match up that spot on the big one as well, on your bigger sheet of paper that you're actually drawing. So you use your reference photo and you mark where the shape enters the square, where it curves up, and then where it leaves. So just make a mark in each of those spots, and then you can do the same thing on the bigger grid. Alright, so it looks like it comes up about maybe a quarter of the way, curves up, and then back down another quarter of the way. So like if this was 50%, this would be about 25%, maybe 30. So I'll mark that on the bigger sheet, so I know where it goes, and then I can just go ahead and draw it in. It's actually a pretty nice strategy that you guys introduced me to, so that's students teaching the teacher, which is actually kind of cool. I can tell you guys certain things, but you can tell me certain things too. Alright, so I'm not gonna bore you and draw this whole thing out, but I will show you pictures as it comes. And did you just notice what I just did? Do you see where this eye is? Clearly Mr. Coppersmith was not using his own advice, so look at that. I'm gonna erase that and move it over one square because I'm in the wrong spot. It's when you take a look back, you realize the things that you've done wrong. So good thing I caught that, because he would have looked like an alien if I kept going with it. Alright, so I'm gonna adjust that a little bit, bring the eye over here, and it looks like I've got it in the right spot now. And I'll update you guys with pictures, like I said, as this drawing is coming along, so you can see how it develops with time. And yeah, that will conclude the tutorial for today. But just keep that strategy in mind of finding out where the shape is and how it enters and how it leaves. I think that's the best way to approach this grid portrait project. Okay, well I hope you have fun drawing. Let me know if you got any questions. Goodbye.